Excited to have you everyone on board. What I'll do now is I'll just try to share my screen. I can say that it's basically WriteReader is a web-based tool, so it works through the browser. It's not a native app, so it works from the smartphone, iPads, tablets, through the browser. 4 major browsers. We do recommend using the Chrome browser as well. And especially in these times, we have experienced that it has been good to have a responsive version, because many students at home doesn't have like one-to-one or doesn't have access to PCs, but they can use their parents' devices or smartphones. So today we're going to talk about the template feature and the feedback feature and how to combine those both. So what I'll do now is that I will go into, I will log in as a teacher, and what most of you will recognize this. So once you're signed up as a teacher, you can see all your classes. You can open up your class, and here you will see the teacher overview of all my books. But if you swipe here, you can see class books. What we have made here is a simple drop down. So now I would like to go into to get a student overview and see what kind of books my students are using. So as a teacher, I will select a student. In this case, I will take Bo. So I click on Bo, and I can see that Bo has 2 books created, one about fairy tale and one about cats. So in this case, I will click the cat book, and I can browse through Bo's book. The way I can provide feedback now is that I click on Edit Book. When I click on Edit Book, you will notice a new button which we have added, and this is basically this one, which is a feedback button. So here, as an educator, I can click on this, and you'll see that there will be a feedback kind of a pop-up here. So just first of all, why feedback? Because we already have another feedback in the app, which I will also go through and how to differentiate those. Because we know from a lot of scientific studies that especially feedback encourages students, and it also increases the motivation if the students get feedback, and also the fact that they actually learn a lot from feedbacks. And obviously you all are educators, so you know the value of feedback to students. But with this feedback functionalities, you can also like provide instructions, you can provide mini lessons or pointers, you can ask questions, you can link to other resources so the students can do more study. I mean, there are a ton of ways on how you can use this feedback feature, and Vicky has actually created a blog post about it on how to use this feedback feature. And if you go to our blog on our website, you'll be able to find that blog. But in this case, let's take the example of Bo. Here I can write, great topic, Bo. I like your book. So now, as you can see, whenever an educator has created a comment, there will be a notification. Whenever the students read the notification, this red one will be turned into gray. And in this way, you will be able to kind of see, okay, my students have actually read the comment or the feedback. You can also move on to other pages. And here you can again give feedback to individual pages as well. In this case, I would also like to provide feedback on the conventional writing. And this is basically how I would differentiate the educator text box with the feedback box. So here, for instance, I will say, cats are cute, like this. And then and it's up to you if you have time to use this feature or not, or the conventional writing. But we know from conventional writing that if when the students compares, their learning takes place. In the feedback functionality, you can write here, it can be some guidelines, or whatever you would like to write. You press save here, you can move on, and here you can see here cats, and here you can also provide feedback and say, really great facts. I like it. See this resource to get more info. And here you can actually deep link into a video or a link. So you can also, in this box, you can actually also write or link into so that students can open those links as well. So now I have provided feedback to Bo. I'll go back here and you will see here that there are 3 comments in this book as a teacher. So now what I'll try to do is I'll show you how it will look like from Bo's perspective. So imagine that I'm Bo now and I would like to log in. So I've already opened Bo's account here. And when I refresh or when I log in again as a student, you'll see that I'm now logging in as a student, and I have my book. I can see I have 3 notifications on my book. So now I can go in, open the book, and the students will only view the comments if they tap the edit book. And the other peers won't be able to see the comment which the teachers have made to a specific students. So peers can read each other's book, but they won't be able to see comments because comments are personal and they can differentiate from student to student. So here, when the student taps edit book and clicks on the comment, you will be able to see, the student will be able to see the comment and also the date and who has actually written the comment. Now, we understand that for many primary school teachers or students, if they want assistance, we have also integrated a read aloud functionality. So you can actually have your comment read aloud by clicking here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it.
Topic. I like your book.
Yeah, so this is basically what we have done in the first version. We also understand the need of having, especially when you work remotely, that having children to listen to their teacher's voice has a lot of effect as well. So we are perhaps in the next version of our feedback feature, we will try to implement a feature where teachers can also record their feedback with their real voice. So the student can move on and again read the comments, and then again read the last comment by clicking here and getting some response. So now when Bo goes back to the bookshelf, Bo will see that the notifications have been grayed out, and so will the teacher. So back to the teacher's account, I will open here, and when I go into Bo, I will see that, okay, Bo's notifications are now turned into gray. This means that Bo has read my comments. We're also working on next phase where Bo would be able also to reply on the teacher's comments. But this is actually the first version, and this is also what we're looking for your feedback once you start using it, if you see some other relevant cases as well. So this is a very high level of the notifications system which we have, or feedback functionality which we have implemented. And now I would like to basically go through the feature which we went through in the last webinar, but this time I'll try to combine the book template together with the feedback, because this is a way where you can actually also scaffold the writing progress as well. So for instance, if I want to share a template with all my students, I can choose any of these books which I have created. In this case, I'll take Brown Bear. I will open this book, and I have actually prepared this book as a teacher. I want to give a task to all my students, and this could be for 6th of June. You can write a deadline task here or whatever. And then when you click on, when you create the book, in this case, I've said, okay, all my students should be writing a book about animals and writing some facts about animals. So in this case, I'm kind of giving some input to my students about, okay, here you should write about the appearance of the bear, what kind of food they eat. Here you can write about the enemies and other facts about the bears.
Babar, I think you should press the edit book.
Yeah, exactly.
To see the other comments.
Yeah. So when you create the book here, now I have created my book, and then I can insert some comments in the book for students to see as well as a guide. So for instance, I can click on the comment, and here it will say, a message to, hey, first A, today you have to write a non-fiction book about bears based on this template and the comments on the following pages. Start by watching this video. So you can actually tell them to do some research about a video about some bears. And when you go onwards, again, you can write something in the page, and also in the comment section you can write, describe the appearance of the brown bear, color, body, legs, tail, whatever. So this basically gives you an idea on how you can use the comment section when you want your students to write. So once you've created your books and once you have inserted those comments, really the only thing you need to do is just to open the book and then swipe the template option to the right. And when you swipe this template option to the right, this book has now been shared with all of your students in your classroom. They will have an option to use this template now.
Babar, Emily has wrote a question.
Yeah.
For you. The question is, can students delete what you have entered as a teacher? When the students, when they turn a template book into a book, it will be their own book. So it will be displayed on their bookshelf, and they can do exactly the same editions as they can do with any book. So they can change the name, they can change, whatever, images, text.
Yeah, that's great, Janus. You can just read out the comments and answer while we will just go here, back being Bo. Open my class. And now I'm Bo, I've logged in. And when I click on the plus sign at the bottom right-hand corner, I will get an option of a template book. And here I can see the bear book. When I click on this, I now can see my task, which I need to create. And I can also click on see there's a comment. I click on the comment, and now I have my task in front of me. So today you have to write a non-fiction book about bears based on this. So now students can actually start to work on this assignment.
Yeah, and just to show what Emily asked for, you can go up and change the task for the 6th of June. You can change that to
yes
or whatever.
Yeah, I can write here just my name. And now when I go back to the bookshelf, the book has now been placed on my shelf. So I'm really happy to tell you that we are actually pretty close to finalizing our next big feature, which is a template library. So the template library will be like this. As you can see in the screenshot, we will be adding a new link at the upper corner where you as educators will be allowed to go in and choose templates based on grade level, based on subjects, and based on languages in version 1. And this will help you. You'll be able to go and browse, and you can browse the templates. And once you have found a template, you can edit the template, or you can share the template with your class, so that gets automatically shared with your students, basically making their life a bit easier for you guys. And then we also, last time we told you about this image voice search. This is also upcoming, so hopefully within a week we will launch a feature, and that is especially helpful for younger students, kindergarten, first grade, or struggling writers who, when they search for an image, they don't get a match because they are perhaps typing wrong. So they can actually get the opportunity to record to do image voice search. And we also have we actually have a tag feature. We will be implementing it very soon. It's already developed, so it's just about timing for our sake. And that is basically will take care of the need of you guys having a lot of books in the bookshelf, and it's really hard to kind of structure the bookshelf. But by adding tags to books, you will be able to search the books later. So for instance, if you're having a project about Christmas or summer vacation, then you can tag those books, animal, football, whatever, and then you can find those books afterwards much easier if you want.